Hi Helle. You come from an Olympic background, you finished the London Olympics. In your first few seasons on the 70.3 distance, what were for you the biggest changes in your nutrition strategy? What did you experience and how did you handle that?
I think in the beginning I didn't recognize or I didn't appreciate how much more calories you actually need to take in, or how much more carbs you need to take in to have a good race on a 70.3. Before on Olympic distance, it was really just like having a little bit of carbs in the bottle and then one gel on the bike, and that's it. I didn't take anything else. There was not really, for under 2 hours of racing, it doesn't really matter if you've been eating okay before the race. So I was like, okay, I'll just take a little bit more on the bike, and then I didn't like taking anything really on the run, so I just thought that would be fine. But I realized that in the beginning I didn't know why it was that after like 15k on the run I was kind of feeling super empty, and I just thought that that I was not fit enough, so I just needed to do some more running. But then I actually realized that in training, if I had been running a lot or trained a lot during the day, then in the afternoon session, I would have similar feeling of kind of like shaky and a little bit cold and feeling a little weird. And then I discussed it with Ben what we could do, and we came up with a strategy that I needed to increase my intake of carbs significantly.
Yeah. Ben, can you kind of explain how you went about that change from an Olympic distance nutrition strategy to then 70.3?
Yeah.
What were the major changes and how is that? How did you go about that?
Yeah. So the first thing I requested to Helen is to make me like a full kind of a diary, starting from the moment she wakes up at race morning until she finishes the race. What is she taking up from breakfast, before the start, on the bike and in the run? And then we did a calculation like, okay, how many calories does she take up throughout that entire period? And actually we noticed already that from the breakfast on, she actually takes up too low amount of carbohydrates. And so a guideline that we use often is that she needs to aim to 3 up to 5 grams of carbohydrates for each kilogram of body weight between the moment of waking up and race start. And if we calculated that for Helle, she was only there up to 2.5 grams of carbohydrates. And so we advised Helle to race already the amount of carbohydrates in her breakfast. Then of course, secondly, on the bike, which was an issue there for Helle, she actually took quite sufficient amount of energy with her on the bike, but the problem was that Helle didn't always empty what she had with her. So that was action point number 2, empty everything you have with you plus one additional gel. So that Helle ended up actually with a carb uptake on the bike about 75-80 grams of carbohydrates. But then the biggest problem we noticed for Helle was for sure in the run, because like she mentioned in ITU, it was not much of a problem, the energetic depletion or the running out of energy, but it definitely is for a 4-hour race. So Helle just took up 1 gel for the half marathon, and we told her absolutely to increase that to 3 gels during the half marathon, so roughly every 20 minutes 1 gel.
You're racing in 70.3.
Significantly, it was like I was the first race it kind of started to work was I did the ETU European Championship in Mallorca, where we tested it the first time, the strategy, and I didn't feel the same kind of sensation after like 15-16k. I just wasn't at that race fit enough to win it. But then we did actually the same in Bahrain, and there I was actually running and thinking, let's see if this one's gonna work, and that feeling of bonking just didn't come. I was actually running faster towards the end, so it was amazing to see that that a simple thing like nutrition, that you can that my body was kind of accepting or adapting or took it in, and just used it in a smart way, and like keep having the intensity high. And it was amazing to feel that when you put in the right amount of work, that a part like nutrition, when you find your recipe, you stick to it. So what I did after that race, I wrote everything down I did right. So then I just replicate.